Hi everyone, and thank you for being a part of our today's webinar. My name is Andrew Kochanowski. I lead the engineering team behind the KaaIoT platform. As usual, I'm glad to be your speaker today. During this webinar, we are going to look closely at the IoT cloud implementation for enterprise. We'll briefly consider key differences between the public and the private cloud, and we'll look at how these two can be best utilized. However, our main point of interest will be the use of a private IoT cloud, since it certainly has greater potential for business development. We will look into prerequisites for building an effective private IoT cloud and into business opportunities that can be unlocked by this technology. Finally, we'll get into a practical step-by-step illustration of how the KaaIoT platform streamlines implementation of a private enterprise-grade IoT cloud. As one of the best speak at Kaa 1.0, and as a result, I hope, set new horizons for the new own business. Okay, before we start, there was a small poll we would like you to answer now. Appreciate your feedback. Now, let me remind you about extra options. First, you can post your questions in a special window labeled questions as we go along. I will answer them at the end of the webinar. Also, in several days, the webinar recording will be available on the KaaIoT website, KaaIoT.io. Now, some of you may remember that it is usually Kaa website, kaaproject.org, where we publish recordings. This leads me right to some exciting news we would like to share with you. Our Kaa team has outgrown its role as a part of Cybervision. Now, we are glad to announce that KaaIoT has been established as an independent company that inherits its leadership over the Kaa platform and technologies. It's the same team now fully committed to Kaa, and it's the same KaaIoT platform, but with new IoT products that make it even more versatile for enterprise use. In brief, KaaIoT is an IoT product company that provides Kaa-powered enterprise-grade IoT products and services for all major industries. We invite you to visit our website at KaaIoT.io, which just has been launched last week, and take a closer look at where we stand. The topic of our today's webinar actually puts forward one of our major value propositions, allowing your company to build a reliable, private, enterprise-grade IoT cloud. Why would you need that? Let's discover together. Let's start with some prehistoric times at the dawn of cloud computing. Standalone desktop applications grew obsolete as companies started to open up flexibility of cloud technology for their business. They went to using on-demand storage, servers, and applications to address their needs faster and with less effort. Numerous business applications available from the cloud providers allow companies to focus their resources on core operations and not on software issues. A cloud-based CRM system from Salesforce will let you start a plunge into lead generation with minimal run-up, and renting a few cloud servers on AWS will help you test new R&D project before moving it to production. The cloud architecture has also enabled more adaptable performance, fast centralized upgrades, and transparent management over companies' application. Most commonly, companies enjoyed cloud as a sleek convenience in the form of software as a service that simplified their operations. But all that was until the IoT kicked in and promoted the cloud into a crucial enabler for modern products and services. Unlike highly differentiated cloud offerings of infrastructure, platform, and software as a service, the IoT cloud takes shape as a more sophisticated type of infrastructure. It involves all three tiers of cloud: infrastructure to deploy necessary server power, platform to connect devices and create features, and applications to handle business logic and provide user interface. This basic understanding is important because the IoT cloud is not merely a tool of convenience. This technology is increasingly a key asset for modern companies. As we see, the IoT implementation is usually not limited to a single department or a single use case. Product departments utilize the IoT to roll out previously unimaginable features, Operations personnel take advantage of real-time visibility of the production workflows. Marketing gets a deeper insight into the customer behavior. And sales unlock new engagement opportunities in the broader marketplace. As the IoT permeates all of the company's departments, it clearly becomes the core competence, not merely a facilitating technology the cloud used to be. In the longer run, expanding IoT opportunities will result in every modern company placing the IoT on their banner, while the IoT-enabled cloud services will become a key value proposition for their customers. To keep this technology to yourself or rent a spot on somebody else's elephant for good, that is $1 million question. In public clouds, let's refer again to the 3-tier IoT cloud stack and clarify a key enabler of every IoT cloud. The infrastructure is a commodity. You can deploy your servers anywhere. But the functionality, performance, and security of the IoT cloud are defined by the IoT platform. The IoT platform allows building the 3rd tier applications. So the prerequisite number 1 for building a private IoT cloud is an IoT platform which is in your full command and open for continuous enhancement, such as open source, custom build, or in-house. The public IoT cloud, broadly speaking, is not when you rent infrastructure, but when you rent the IoT platform technology, such as using as a platform as a service. Even if its technology were deployed on your premises, but still closed and rented, it could never provide you with full flexibility, capabilities, and control of a really private IoT cloud. Now, let's move on to consider when to choose one type of cloud over the other. Both private and public clouds have their strong points, which also depend on the company's business goals, as I will describe a bit later. For now, let's look at the typical pros and cons for both types of the IoT cloud. A major benefit of the IoT cloud is full control over the new features development, customization, and third-party integrations. As IoT permeates every segment of the economy, it is impossible to address all potential use cases in one platform out of the box, not to mention compatibility and integration with third-party solutions. While commercial platform as a service providers include new features with every release, it would be almost impossible for their average client to request a feature and have it implemented in due time. In this case, a private IoT cloud built on open source or in-house platform would provide a definite advantage. You can add necessary features yourself, request them from the open source project community, or outsource the task to your software development partner. The related benefit of such technology ownership is that it allows your company to avoid a vendor lock-in, in which you tie yourself up to a single IoT technology provider. Given the increasing value of the IoT in every product and service in the market, the IoT technology is a strategic asset rather than a commodity. It shouldn't be given away too easily. We see how major companies in telecom, industrial, automotive, healthcare sectors invest in their branded IoT technologies. Not only they do keep IoT cloud service providers for minor firms. Additional major concern as to commercial IoT cloud vendors is that switching them or building a competing private IoT cloud later on can be a Herculean undertaking. There is no standard migration procedure, nor will be the IoT vendor interested in putting a lot of effort to help you out of its public cloud. To their virtue, public IoT clouds offer quick and easy launch for small-size IoT projects or proof of concepts. You do not have to bother with infrastructure deployment, testing, and configuration. Public IoT clouds are also easily scalable. However, the total cost of ownership is a different story, especially if you go with an open source platform like Ka instead of developing an in-house platform from the ground up. You can deploy your private IoT technology to a public cloud infrastructure such as Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure. This is one of the use cases for a hybrid cloud approach, when you save on the infrastructure cost or put a part of your IoT cloud to the public access. This is also our prerequisite number 2 for a private IoT cloud. Support of flexible deployment to ensure you can arrange your cloud infrastructure as you see it fit. Another cost-wise disadvantage of commercial IoT clouds, especially from premium vendors, is that they tend to charge hefty licensing fees, which quickly grow with the growing number of your connected devices. If you aim to develop your business in the IoT stream, this unnecessarily overhead could be increasingly eating into your budget. This leads us to the prerequisite number 3, or shall I say the prerequisite number 0. Determine your company's IoT purpose and strategy. The scope of IoT implementation, that is a number in the variety of connected devices and systems, is one of the criteria. If they are not too many and their interconnectivity is not complex, the public IoT cloud may address your needs. On the other hand, if the variety is significant, you expect your IoT hardware ecosystem to expand, or there is a lot of third-party integrations, the public cloud will entail more cost and difficulties in terms of solution customization, ensuring all necessary integrations for cross-device interconnectivity and so on. A private cloud or hybrid cloud built on the open IoT platform will be a better option in this case. Generally speaking, the more strategic is IoT for your business, the more beneficial it is for your company to maintain ownership of the IoT cloud that powers your devices. As I already mentioned, this can be done with an open source or in-house IoT platform. Some companies also use multi-cloud deployments. For example, they originally started using some commercial IoT platform as a service and in parallel began working on their private IoT technology. After a successful deployment, they usually build their key workflows on a private cloud or in hybrid mode. Of course, deploying a private cloud at earlier stage spares them much work in moving workflows, solutions, and data from public to private IoT technology. That's where figuring out your strategy early brings big savings. In many cases, deploying a private IoT cloud is dictated by security requirements, the need for performance control, and compliance obligations. Customer personal information, financial information, and other sensitive data can cause serious legal and reputation troubles if breached. Similarly, we need to ensure high and consistent performance advocates private cloud deployments. For example, to enable instant and reliable communication between devices at the same location, such as at large manufacturing sites. Anyhow, for those companies already relying on some platform as a service provider for their IoT solutions, it might not be necessarily urgent to switch to a private IoT technology. If the company is on some R&D project, for example, investing into enterprise IoT cloud implementation may be too hasty a decision. Or for any other reasons that we listed on the previous slide, it may not be justifiable from the cost perspective. Still, at some point of your IoT progress, the overall technology that you rent on the public cloud might get complex enough so that it would become too difficult to replicate it under your roof as your intellectual property. This situation is what is called a vendor lock-in. Watch carefully for this type of escalation. Of course, you might want to abandon technology ownership and ride the public elephant instead, if that suits your business strategy. I just want to point out its importance for the successful private IoT cloud implementation. Technology ownership is the prerequisite number 3. Your IoT cloud technology should be under your direct control. I would like to briefly summarize the benefits of IoT technology ownership. Since IoT determines a key value proposition for a majority of modern companies, be it manufacturing, service sector, or infrastructure, it becomes a long-term strategic factor for business development. So, first and foremost, private IoT cloud technology gives you full control over features. It gives you the source code open to any required modifications and flexibility to deploy it in private, hybrid mode, or using public cloud infrastructure as a service. Private IoT cloud allows you to protect sensitive customer, financial, and operational data, and it allows you to ensure consistent performance for mission-critical and real-time applications. In our own practice, we engaged into such projects where customers needed to move their IoT solutions from proprietary platforms on public cloud to their private IoT technology based on the open source KaaIoT platform. In some cases, application logic migration was complicated due to our customers' limited access to the proprietary technology they used. As a result, extra development cycles were necessary to restore their applications on their private or hybrid KaaIoT-based cloud. Now they can add or change things at their own pace using any engineering resources they or their partners have, since the source code is open to them. They can also integrate any hardware or use additional third-party software for their end-to-end solutions. This is to illustrate that to build a private IoT cloud which is well customizable and manageable, it is important to have an open IoT technology. This could be open source, as we advocate with Kaa, or in-house custom-built IoT platform. Capabilities of a private IoT cloud are extremely broad. Not only you can use it for internal device management, but also to implement a variety of cloud services for your customers and deploy large-scale IoT solutions. Some companies use their private IoT technology to become a technology provider to other companies. Telecom providers are very well positioned for such a business model. Their IoT clouds become a part of their brand. For industrial companies, interconnectivity, reliable hardware support, and performance are major benefits of the private IoT cloud when used for optimized manufacturing process. At the same time, manufacturers deliver innovative cloud services and equipment for their customers, and using their private IoT technology is crucial to ensure fast-paced innovation and continuous improvement of the customer satisfaction. If we take healthcare, security and reliability are other key factors ensured by private IoT cloud. Examples are countless, so for the effective implementation of the private IoT cloud, it is recommended to understand priorities and key use cases for your business. This is our prerequisite number 4. Do not pay for running features that you do not need. Even if you are using some commercial platform as a service on a pay-as-you-go basis, make sure you do not rent excessive server capacity for some basic data exchange between your devices. In such a case, even on-premises deployment of a private IoT cloud can be more cost-effective if you deploy only specific features and services that you actually need. As I mentioned, interconnectivity, it is a big issue for all large-scale IoT projects, and it is almost as pressing as security. Standards are still a work in progress, and we see that new connectivity technologies are popping up here and there, not to mention hardware that comes in all sizes and purposes. Will your IoT platform be easily compatible? Our prerequisite number 5, it should be. According to numerous market researchers, security remains a top concern among executives that inhibits their IoT ambitions. To effectively eliminate the risk for your data-sensitive or mission-critical applications, you need to have a secured private IoT technology. Secure deployment, either private or hybrid, and corporate security policies are all in place. That's why you need to plan for security upfront. That is our prerequisite number 6. An IoT platform that you use for building your private IoT cloud should support all security measures by design. These include: first is database encryption and data in transit encryption. Better to ensure from the start that it is possible to ensure independent storage encryption for different user accounts. Second is secure device authentication. Every new endpoint should be subject to encrypted authentication procedure through which it is verified before granted access to the cloud. And third is user access and identity management. This deals with assigning specific user roles and access rights to all kinds of companies' assets, including IoT assets. I will summarize all of the prerequisites later on, but now let's look at what the KaaIoT platform has to offer to address them. For those new to Kaa, it is an open source IoT platform with hundreds of projects represented in all major industries. It enables developers to create all kinds of applications and connectivity solutions for their devices, sensors, industrial equipment, and large-scale infrastructure, such as telecom networks, sensor networks, energy grids, and so on. Kaa was designed as a technology-independent platform. It is compatible with virtually any connected device in the market, supports modern protocols either out of the box or through adapters, and allows developers to use their favorite languages and tools while developing IoT applications. Kaa has no dependency on any vendor environment and can be deployed into private, public, or hybrid mode. As it is, we often regard Kaa as a middle link between the physical world of devices and the virtual world of applications. It ties them up in a relationship of many to many through multiple connectivity media and over multiple cloud deployment options. For large-scale and mission-critical deployments, Kaa provides additional benefit due to its scalability and high availability. Kaa can be scaled with zero downtime by simply extending the server cluster. High availability ensures the Kaa cluster never fails due to an individual service machine breaking down for some reason. Security mechanisms also come out of the box with Kaa. If needed, you can ensure all the data exchange among Kaa-powered devices to be encrypted and protected. Multi-level data encryption at rest is also available. Since Kaa's code is open, it is also easy to check and validate its security mechanisms. Validation process driven by the Kaa community ensures the reliability of new Kaa versions and features in terms of security too. Now, let me outline how Kaa addresses all those prerequisites for a private IoT cloud that we've considered earlier. Open IoT technology is required before anything else because you will need to implement and continuously enhance your private IoT cloud as you see it fit. Closed technology means restrictions which basically undermine major benefits of the private cloud, such as faster rollout of new solutions, transparent management, consistent security and performance, and so on. Kaa is 100% open source and can be freely used for any commercial and non-commercial purpose. These rights are guaranteed by Apache 2.0 license, the most business-friendly open source license out there. And of course, compared to in-house IoT platform development from scratch, choosing Kaa will save you months or years of work. Important to mention, the Kaa community is an essential part of the platform too. Their contributions and feedback allow us to enhance platform much faster and keep it up to date with popular IoT trends. To ensure you can deploy your IoT solutions in hybrid and multi-cloud environments, Kaa provides support for all types of deployment, private, public, and mixed. All custom solutions built in Kaa remain your intellectual property. You have full free access to all components, and you can deploy them in any production environment of your choice. There are also no dependencies on any commercial components for building or deploying your solutions on Kaa. In terms of its functionality, Kaa can address virtually any IoT use case, and it has been implemented for different purposes in all major industries. The open nature of Kaa makes it compatible with all kinds of hardware and connectivity technologies, but also makes it easily integrated with third-party software solutions, such as data processing systems, visualization and analytics solutions, and enterprise backend systems. As a result, your IoT private cloud can be seamlessly connected to other systems which your company might want to use. Starting from Kaa 1.0, Kaa fully migrates to cloud-native microservice architecture that will streamline provisioning, integration, administration, and upgrades for your private IoT cloud by times. Along with the elastic scalability and high availability mentioned before, it will ensure best-in-class reliability for your private IoT cloud. Finally, Kaa applies comprehensive security measures with several tiers of possible protection used by our customers in healthcare, industrial, and telecom sectors, to name the largest. But as I said, with the fully cloud-native architecture of the Kaa Banana Beach release, you can stay relaxed about Kaa features you don't need right now. You will be able to add them as their time comes, with no architecture complications. New KaaIoT platform release, Banana Beach, is the technology specifically tailored for deploying a private IoT cloud for business. Major enhancements that we introduced in Banana Beach make Kaa well-fitted for continuously changing corporate environments, cross-technology domains, and highly consistent security and performance. With the microservices architecture, Kaa allows engineers to assemble and deploy IoT solutions out of specific services. You can also add your own or third-party services into the platform and thus create custom IoT solutions with minimum integration and development effort. This type of architecture also minimizes cost for your IoT project because now you can add only specific components that you actually need for your applications and avoid implementation or hosting of other components. This is also one of the best ways to deal with the functionality expansion. Dockerized microservices allow you to deploy features selectively and independently from each other, and also allow your DevOps specialists to spend much less time on configuration and provisioning tasks. To use the full potential of microservice architecture, we are soon launching a separate environment called KaaCloud, which will provide your DevOps with semi-automated provisioning and administration of Kaa-powered solutions. In this way, we address a key challenge of a private cloud operations. This is the reason why many companies seek public cloud hosting, to avoid complexities of cloud operations. With KaaCloud, we expect every DevOps to enjoy the way they will be able to create and manage IoT applications in a private cloud. It will be several times faster than now. For the comfort of the developers, we continue to enhance our paradigm of technology neutrality. In Banana Beach, every Kaa service will run in a Docker container and expose technology-neutral interfaces based on REST and nets. So your engineers will be able to work with Kaa using their favorite tools and languages. Finally, for enterprise-grade access and identity management, we created a new Kaa product called Kaa Sentinel. It allows you to create flexible resource access policies over all kinds of physical and virtual corporate assets. The new Kaa release will be launched as a limited availability preview in early summer. Stay tuned for updates from KaaIoT.io and don't miss the chance to jumpstart your private IoT cloud implementation by enrolling into the preview program. As a short summary of this webinar, let me draw some final guidelines for implementing a private enterprise-grade IoT cloud. Start with an IoT platform that will get you in full command over the IoT technology. Make sure it is flexible for different types of deployments and comes with advanced security by design. You will definitely need these capabilities for a variety of use cases. Define your IoT needs, such as interconnectivity and performance, and verify that the selected IoT platform can deliver. When starting building your IoT cloud, maintain ownership over your business-defining IoT applications and modules. To ensure their fast evolution as well as minimum running costs, strive for modern, granular architecture. Microservices and container-based deployment are an industry-honored approach to handle the challenge of continuous IoT evolution. It is also one of the biggest technology trends to watch this year, as it is going to be wider adopted as a de facto standard for software management. If done right, everything from this checklist will make your IoT initiatives fast and focused. You will be free to grow your partnership network and expand into previously uncharted territories for your business. After all, as we enter this smart connected world, why not be at the middle of it, right? Our webinar has come to an end, and I hope you've got some valuable insights today. If you are considering implementation of enterprise IoT technology and a private IoT cloud for your company, please visit us at KaaIoT.io and drop us a line. We'll be glad to provide you with more information. On the website, you will also find more information on our Kaa products, solutions, and services. Thank you. Goodbye.